Good morning, my friend, from bustling Jakarta, Indonesia. One of the most popular food to try in Jakarta is actually ribs. So that's why I came today to this restaurant. It's called Resto Mamik Daeng Tata and locals absolutely love it. They serve traditional Makassar food from the island of Sulawesi. A common item is the ribs, which can be served in a variety of ways. You can see the menu: Tata ribs, Konro ribs, iga goreng, which is fried ribs. What I've got here to start is the famous Tata ribs, which are grilled ribs in a kind of a brown peanutty sauce. And they also serve some soups to accompany the ribs with. And for the soup, they even provide free refills. Kind of a smooth kind of soup, a little bit oily and black pepper. It tastes a little bit like beef stock, to be honest. I wonder if this is made with the water that's been used to boil some ribs and stuff. I think this can be used to make the rice a bit more wet. Looking forward to... It's very noisy in Jakarta. There's a lot of noises from the street. So I'm actually looking forward to try these Tata ribs. I will try that before dipping into the peanut sauce. Oh my god, it's so juicy and tender. Like the dark coloring on the top is not like burnt meat. It's essentially some kind of barbecue sauce. So it's got the taste of a barbecue ribs. I think for my next bite I'm gonna go for a dipping into the peanut sauce. Look like it's got shredded peanuts. Looks quite thick. Let's give this a go. This thing melts in your mouth. The sweetness of the barbecue sauce really complements well the peanut sauce. Yeah, I love the crunchiness of those peanuts shredded in the sauce. You really need to make sure that you scoop this peanut sauce over the ribs because it's just like luxurious. I think this actually goes well with the rice as well. So I'm gonna put some on my rice and take a big bite. This thing falls from the bone without much effort actually. I'll also get some of this soup on the top. These ribs are just pure joy.
Este manis.
Este manis, very sweet iced tea, is how you fight the hot weather in Jakarta and you accompany the Tata ribs. Another dish that we've ordered is the soup with beef offal. There are some lungs, there are some organs in this soup and it looks browny and thick and muddy. There are some vegetables, extremely thin noodles, spring onions, I think, maybe cabbage. I think I'm gonna put some of this goodness into the rice, which has been hydrated with the beef stock sauce. I think this is lungs and yeah, let's give it a try. The soup is a bit sour in this because we have squeezed some of the limes. But so good, like apart from lungs there is liver, there is probably gizzard or something, but they're not too chewy. It's just a nice bouncy texture. And I've ordered another massive plate of ribs. This is actually fried ribs with dabu dabu sauce, which is a tomato-based sauce with some added acidity usually given by the lime or oranges, but it's actually also mixed with the fatty juice coming from the cooking of the ribs. And you can see it's also served with some greens, green and red tomatoes, some chilies and some onions. I love the size of these ribs. They look really massive. I love a lot like the ratio between fat and meat. It's kind of like balanced. And yeah. Oh. This is indeed a pretty fatty ribs, which I love. You can see like how the meat is kind of, how the fat is actually interspersed with the meat itself. I think this really needs some good dubbing into the dabu sauce. Let's try it. Dabu sauce is spicy and a little bit lemony, and there's provide that kind of spiciness and zest that's needed to counterbalance this very fatty rib. Yeah, acidity is really needed here, and you can even accompany with the tomatoes. These are fresh tomatoes. That squeeze of lime kind of change things a lot. I'm gonna try and get some of these ribs nice and dubbed into the sauce, and also accompany that with some tomato and veggies. This should be pretty good. Yeah, obviously because this is a fried rib, tend to be a little bit chewy and harder than the other one. The one in peanuts is actually my favorite, but this one is good too, and I like the combination with the veggies. The tomatoes really provide that freshness to counterbalance this fatty rib, like a match made in heaven. And after that very fatty kind of meals, you need something very refreshing, and what I've got here is the king of the fruit, but made as a dessert. Huge chunks of durian. I think that's coconut kind of soup. It looks and it smells amazing. Obviously durian, you know, it's very famously known for being smelly, like used socks, or well, people have said different things about the smell of this fruit. And I can tell you this smells really strong, but I love the smell, so. Yeah, you can't really mistake this for another fruit. Just a texture, it's very creamy and pungent kind of taste and smell.